So today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to create this stylish yoke on a corset. So we have the stylish yoke symmetric for this corset. So but before you go about the dress, you need to have your corset pattern drafted. So I've already made my basic bodice pattern. Of course, you know this is the shoulder line and this is the chest line, and we have the bust point, we have the under bust point, and we have the waistline. This is for the whole front pattern. So the first thing you'll be doing is to divide your shoulder line. Find the midpoint of the shoulder line, connect it to the bust point. Do the same for the other parts because we are making this dress, this corset asymmetric. So once I get the midpoint, I'll connect it to the bust point once again. So once that is done, the next is to take our bust radius, which is bust point to under bust. So whatever you have, you just move around it to form your bust radius. So this is going to assist you to note where you are going to have your cup. Okay, so I'll still do the same thing here. My bust radius, I'm taking it around. From that difference, I'm just moving it all around like this. So here you can, from the dotted lines, you'll be seeing where we have our where we are going to have the bust cup. Okay, so now I'm going to start off creating the neckline for the corset. So in creating my neckline for the corset, I would come up from the chest line on the center line by 0.5. So this is my 0.5, and at that 0.5 I'll just draw a straight line this way. So that straight line from here, I will take 0.5, and from here 0.5. That is 1 inch on both sides. So that 0.5, I'll also measure it on the waistline. So I'll be able to have my corset boning line. So this is my first corset boning line. So this boning line I've just created right now. From there, I will start up my corset drafting proper. So now on this line, I will measure my bust radius and mark. This is what I have on the bust radius. And for corsets, it's usually good to use your bust radius proper. Okay, so you can still go a little bit from there with 1.5. That is if you wish to have it at that point. So I'll just go with the 1.5 because I think it's better. With 0.5 I went off. I place my pattern ruler this way and I run my neckline into the armhole, as you can see. On this line, I'll also measure my bust radius and I'll be adding ½ inch to it. So I place my ruler this way again into this, and that way into this, as you can see. So now that we've gotten what we need on the shape of the neckline, we'll go over to the under bust area. So for the under bust area, the first thing I will do from the center front as we contour our under bust is to measure from that point of center front. I'm going to measure my under bust, divide by circumference, divide by 4. So whatever I have, divide by 4. For this, I'll put half of it here, half of it here. that is for corset. So I just put half here and I'll put half here. So what I have, I'll keep my ruler straight. I'll keep my ruler straight. Okay, so if you notice here, you will see that keeping my ruler straight means I've eaten into my waistline. So I'm going to replace these points, but you see how that will be done. So at this point, I'll come in with my pattern ruler. I'm going to connect it to the bust point this way, and I'll connect it to the bust point also. I'll do the same thing here. I'll put half of what I measured from this part, which, because both of them are the same, I'll put it here, I'll put it here. I'll also keep my ruler straight, as you can see. Then I'll go ahead with my pattern ruler this way. You can see how I'm placing my ruler. I'll place it this way as well. So having gotten that, next I'll come ahead and connect my cup. I'm completing my cup now. From this point, my cup is completed to this point. You can see that. And from here, my cup is completed as well. Okay, so but from here, I'm going to measure my bust radius. That is what I got from bust point to underbust difference. I'll put it from the bust point, measure it, add 0.5 because here is fuller. I'll do the same here, measure it, add 0.5 because the bust is fuller on that part for a corset. So I'll just follow this line, as you can see now, and it runs from the underbust to form the cup. The same thing here. It runs from the underbust to that line to form the cup. So this is my corset cup right now. So next is to contour what we'll have on this, okay, for our over bust tightening. So from here, I'll come out by 0.75, like I said, is standard. Okay, it works perfectly for everybody. So from here, I'll come out by 0.75, same here. Then I'll use the straight part of my ruler to connect it. I'll flip it this way, connect it. I'll do the same here, connect it. I'll flip it this way and connect it. So we have our corset cup. This is C1, C2. This same cup can be used for these bodies. Okay, so I wouldn't bother talking about this. Okay, while we did it asymmetric full bodies, doing everything here and here is because of the neckline. So right now it's time for us to start up the neckline design. So the neckline design we have right here. I'm going to make it this way, the way it is right there on the thumbnail. I'll just come out from here. This is my natural neckline, so I don't just want to tamper with it. Okay, that is our bust. Using your bust, divide by 12, whatever you have. For me, I have 3.25, and I measured the 3.25 here, measured it on the depth and on the width, and connected. So you can work with your natural neckline for this particular dress. So from here, I'll come out by 0.5, and I'm connecting it to this is the mid point. So from here, I'll just measure 2.5 or 3 inches. Okay, let me do 2.5 from here, 2.5. So I'm going to use my ruler to connect. So when connecting this, I'll just point toward the neckline there. Okay, but at this point, because of what we have on the neckline, I'm going to do something like this. Okay, to that point. So I'm not using this line again, so you can freehand it. That's what I actually showed you. So this part will be the velvet fabric, the blue velvet fabric. This one will be your mesh or your nets. Okay, so that is what we are going to use for it. And this dress is ready right now. So what I'm going to do for this is to replace the dart. So in replacing the dart, my dart width here is 1.5, which is 0.75 here, 0.75 here, and my waist is 36 divided by 4. So 4, because this is a quarter I'm working with. So from here is a quarter. I'll measure my waist. This is my waist. Then I'll find out from this new dart what I have. I have 2.25. I'll come from this point and measure my 2.25. So you can see is we have replaced that new dart on this line. So since we have replaced that, I'll just go ahead and do what? Connect it back to the bust line. So once I connect it back, I'm going to extend my dart leg. From here, I'll come out by 0.75. This is to accommodate my bust dart. So I'll just redraw the whole thing. So it's time for me to cut, and I'm going to cut this way. Like I said, what is happening here is also happening here. So I don't want to go ahead working on that. So this is how I'm going to cut this pattern. Can you see? Once I get here, I'll just collect what I have on the neckline. It's only the neckline that is asymmetric. So I will just go this way. Okay, because this and this are the same. So I will discard this and work only with this for my on my fabric. So why I'm cutting this part now? So this is what I need. I'm cutting here because of the yoke. Then I'll just go into this neckline. Okay, so because this part looks curvy to me, you can also step out a little more, maybe by 0.25, a little, just a little, if you're not too comfortable with what is happening. Or let's still go. It's okay. It's okay. So it's not too big at that point. So I'm separating the two yoke. Okay, so I hope you will not get confused with the yoke I'm separating here. This one will go into the neckline. This will go here, and this will. So I'll just come here and cut out and separate the yoke. So you have two yoke right here, which you are going to add your seam allowance of 0.5 and join them together to form one yoke. Okay, so this is your mesh, this is the velvet. You join them together, add 0.5 here, bring them together, and it forms one yoke for you, as you can see on the thumbnail. So for this, I'll just go ahead and cut my cups. I'm I'm cutting my cup, but before I cut this cup, I'll first of all take off the waist dart, close up my bust dart, I'll close up my, as you can see, my bust dart. Okay. I just want to fill in this. Okay. This is supposed to run from here to here, so I'll just go ahead and do this from here. Okay, so that's just what I need. Then I'm going to cut the cup now. You can see where I'm cutting the cup, and I'll separate this. That is cup number 1. I'll separate this with cup number 2. I take off the overbust dart and I come in here. So this becomes the cup, and this cup I will use it to cut both right and left. So I'm cutting 2 times of this and 2 times of this for left and right. Left, this is center, front, and this is side. So please indicate it. So I'll set the cup aside, and we want to work on what we have on this. So what we have on this pattern right now, I'm going to put this pattern together. I'm putting it together. That's the essence. I have to keep my ruler straight on the dart point. So this is it. So now I have all my pattern. So this is what you need right now for this corset. So all you are going to do now is to go ahead and cut this. This is going to be cut to unfold. This part will be unfold. Okay, so that is the how to create that yoke stylish yoke design. So thank you very much for coming to this tutorial once again, and see you in the next class.